So, a lot of people think that if one spouse cheats during the marriage, that when you get divorced, that means that the non cheating spouse is going to get a lot of the money out of the marital assets. That's really a big myth. The judges look at cheating as if the marriage was already broken. The cheating wasn't the cause of the marriage ending. It was already broken before the cheating occurred. So unless your spouse has been spending a lot of money on their paramour, taking them out on fancy trips or spending big money on jewelry or maybe even leasing an apartment for them, unless they're doing things like that, you are not going to see a big split, a big disproportionate share in the non-cheating spouse's favor. So if your spouse has cheated during your marriage, you may be wondering if that's going to affect whether they get to see the kids, whether they could claim primary custody. And there's a lot of factors that go into that. In general, just the fact that someone has cheated does not mean that they're going to lose custody, that they don't have a chance to be the primary in the relationship. Some factors that might indicate that they would be limited in their visitation or they might not be able to be the primary parent is if they were cheating with somebody who is maybe an inappropriate person. If they were running around to strip clubs or prostitutes, now we've got a problem. That can affect the kids and their safety. But if it's just your garden variety cheating, it's probably not going to affect whether that parent gets a right to see the kids or whether they get to be the primary parent. If your spouse is cheated, you may not want their new boyfriend or girlfriend to be around your kids. So one of the things that you can ask for is a clause in your divorce decree that prevents the parent from having their lover at the house while the kids are staying there overnight. So essentially, we don't want the kids knowing that dad is shacking up with his girlfriend or mom is shacking up with her boyfriend. If you're going to have those relationships, you're going to do it at times that the kids aren't there. But it's really hard to prevent the other parent from introducing their new girlfriend or boyfriend to the kids or being around them as long as the kids aren't there when they're sleeping together. You may be wondering if you were caught cheating in your marriage, whether you're still entitled to spousal support. Whether or not you were caught cheating during your marriage has no bearing on whether you're eligible for spousal maintenance. The courts are going to look at what grounds you have to be able to get spousal maintenance, whether you meet the requirements. They're going to look at whether you've been married 10 years, whether you were the victim of domestic violence, whether you're disabled, and then do you have sufficient resources to meet your minimum reasonable needs? These are all financial considerations. So cheating generally doesn't mean that you can't get spousal maintenance, and it also doesn't mean that you're automatically entitled to it if your spouse was the one cheating. The calculation of child support in a divorce in Texas is based on very set guidelines. It's basically a calculation based on how much money the paying parent makes, and it's a percentage assigned to that. So even if that parent has cheated on the other parent, it doesn't mean you're going to get more money. It doesn't mean they're going to pay less. It's all based on a calculation. If you have questions about how cheating on one side or the other affects a divorce in Texas, please give us a call at DeFord Law Firm.